Hello guys, welcome to Global Happenings. Today we have a trending news here for you, and the news headline reads: Sowore Sahara reporter's account frozen, committee to protect journalists cries out. Alright, but before we continue with details of the news and further analysis, we'd like to encourage you to please subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button and also on the bell icon so that you can get notification anytime we publish videos on YouTube.
Nigerian authorities should halt all efforts to intimidate journalists working with the U.S. headquartered Nigerian-focused Sahara Reporters News website and ensure they are permitted to continue working to report news, the Committee to Protect Journalists said today. Sahara Reporters staff told CPJ their Nigerian bank account was frozen without advance notice in October, significantly hindering their operations. The website was separately disabled twice due to allegations of copyright infringement, and staff report cyber attacks and increased surveillance outside the Lagos office, according to Sahara Reporters staff who spoke to CPJ. The site conducts aggressive reporting on corruption, according to CPJ's review of his reporting. It's found that Omoyele Sowore is in the Department of State Services DSS custody after organizing August protest calling for improved governance, according to CPJ research and news report. The Committee for Protection of Journalism is unable to confirm a connection between Sowore's arrest and his journalism, but continues to investigate and make inquiry in the case. Sahara reporters must be permitted to keep the Nigerian public informed without intimidation or prejudice, said Angela Quintal, CPJ's African Program Coordinator. Surveillance, cyber attacks, and copyright notices against Sahara reporters mark a concerning pattern of interference and harassment of an investigative news outlet and shop. Sahara Reporters' Nigerian-based account with Guaranty Trust Bank was frozen without warning in October. Kasha Landron Perez, Sahara Reporters' Chief Operating Officer, told CPJ that the outlet has struggled to pay operating costs, salaries, and was unable to publish for a day on November 10, Paris said. Paris told CPJ the bank said the account was subject to a government hold and not able to be operated, but would not elaborate or explain better or further. When CPJ requested comments by email, Ijoma Nwachukwu, a relationship manager, a marketer with Guaranty Trust Bank, declined to reveal details about specific account because of duty of confidentiality and oath of confidence. In mid-September, Sahara reporters documented 3 vehicles carrying security officers parked outside the outlet's Lagos office. Those officers banged on the gate and called for journalists to come out before departing. Sahara Reporters' new editor Sanama Kajo told CPJ. Staff in Lagos have reportedly seen cars with tinted windows outside the office with occupants wearing black clothes, characteristics of DSS agents, Koje said. Abiodun Sanusi, a reporter with Sahara Reporter, told CPJ by phone that he saw 2 men wearing black clothes and caps in a van outside the office on November 5th. Calls CPJ made to DSS spokesperson Peter Afunaya in early December went unanswered. He didn't reply. Perez told CPJ that Sahara Reporters' website has also been subject to cyber attacks and takedown requests. She described at least 3 incidents since August where exceptional high traffic consistent with distributor denial of service (DDoS) attacks threatened to disable the website, though without success. The entire site was separately taken down for several hours, each on October 16 and November 17, in relation to copyright complaint under U.S. law, Perez said.
All right, thank you very much for giving us deep insight into it. We just want to look at this because it troubles the mind that things like this are happening. Well, but the truth of the matter is we were expecting this to happen, because one of the ways that you can cripple a man is to, cripple his pockets. and that will slow pace operational activities in his environment. And I think it has been done before, even to the states, and I could still remember far back in the second tenure of Obasanjo, when they placed these guys' Lagos allocation on hold. They were not giving funds to them. And it's just a way of victimization. It's a way to make sure that you shut down and you are frustrated. And it's always a step in the direction of dictatorship and all of that. And that's what I'm also envisaging, that possibly that may happen to Punch soon as them taking that step, that bold step. That taking is really, really one that can only be done by someone who has so much balls. Because one thing is certain, as Punch have decided to wake up and create a stand for themselves about the current administration. The current administration will see them also not just as a media house who's trying to do their job, but also they will be seeing them in the light of an opposition. Anything that happened in Nigeria, everybody believes that it's been fueled by the opposition. They just believe that ordinarily, especially in a country like Nigeria, that an ordinary citizen cannot wake up and begin to scream and shout. They will say that they will trace your route to the opposition, that PDP is behind it, not knowing that Nigerians also have blood running in their bones. They have blood running in their body. They feel these pains and they cannot stop complaining. So we are very hopeful that even the financial institution, they are operating under the Nigerian law. So even if you want to decline such thing, it will not all go well. There's no way you can even decline it, shut down, and that is, they will just say, place a lien on that account. No transactions should be going on in that account. Give them any reasons that you want to give to them. They'll just tell you something like, KYC issues, possibly they may be, your customers issue. They want us to do this. There are some things that must be reported in the account and all of that. But all the same, we still see these guys that they are still working. So even other people now, based on this news, they will be deterred not to do things, that is adversely, that is against, the current day government.
Well, I'm not surprised that this is coming. I wasn't expecting anything less. Sowore started with a revolution now, and it looked as if he was quite comfortable. I knew that the next place they will hit is the Sahara Reporters. Don't forget that Sahara Reporters is one of the few, reporters that actually bring on the spot without bias. They hit it on the nail. In fact, they like to bring controversial issues. That thing that is hidden, they like to go and look for it and bring it out. And the consequences. Sometimes some of these renowned publication house, we see those news out, they'll just remove their eyes gently, quietly. We don't want trouble. What we are in, we are okay with it, But Sahara Reporters, they are, from the time inception, they dare the impossible, they dare the dareable. And now that they are the CEO of Sahara Reporters is in DSS, one would expect that if they can hold him against the law, if they can go against the law, twice he perfected his bail conditions, twice it was rejected, and they picked him up again, in front of the courthouse on Friday, regardless of the fact that he was actually being set free from detention. They still picked him up, and whatever reasons they gave, so we're still very much in detention. So if they can, go against the rule of law of him being freed from detention, what do you think will happen to his, Sahara Reporters office in Nigeria? Definitely, it's just a matter of time they'll shut it down. Even if they do not shut the operational cost, I know sometimes journalism is quite unique. Some these few days that things happen online, you can easily, transmit your information online everywhere you go. So even if they shut down the cost of operations, but they can't totally shut down the news, But then don't forget that's an establishment that require that pay staff. They have an office and all that. They do all the necessary reporting. They pay their field workers and all. So yes, in shutting down, they tried stopping, according to them, they allegedly said they tried stopping, bringing down their website severally, they didn't succeed, but every man at some point needs finances to grow. It needs finances in all aspects of human life. We need some sort of funding, even to feed as a family, as a worker. You need money for operations. So yes, in blocking, learning their account in Nigeria, even if they have their monies in their account, they cannot draw. And what it means is that they can't operate. They will need cash at hand. Where do they get the cash from? From their account. Account has been learned. Then also, don't forget quickly that the bank work pari passu with EFCC and all these financial agencies. So yes, they can actually say, we want to see through BVN and all that, they want to see Sahara reporters. They just pull it out, and all Sahara reporters' account in Nigeria, domiciled in the banks in Nigeria, can be seen at a glance, and they can write to the bank and say, learn this account, learn that whatever reasons we are reviewing it, their boss is in DSS, we are reviewing his account, we are doing some investigation on the account, and the bank have no other option but to obey, because they are under the law of the land where their domicile, which is in Nigeria. So yes, Sowore may get more attacks than he ever envisaged, even if it means getting it from his office.
All right, thank you very much. That's where we want to leave it. Please go to our comment section and let us interact. What do you think about the step taken by the government of the day to hinder operations of Sahara reporter by